Well, before we look forward, let's look back here at the first 4 matches of this tournament. I was at a couple of them, and I know you and I spoke about this earlier this season when myself and Austin came out to attempt to return Olivia Babcock's serve, which didn't go all that well for us, I might add. The atmosphere in the building is it's phenomenal. I compare it to Pitt basketball when Ben Howland took over, where there was not a lot of people in the building, and then next thing you knew, it was one of the hotter tickets in town, and it was Mardi Gras, every time they played. Can you talk about what that has been like and how much that helped you guys get where you're going?
The crowds have been incredible. I think we, sold out the field house like our last 10 games, and then we had 3 matches in the Peterson Event Center with over 10,000 people, and it was just deafening. And people say Pittsburgh's a sports town, and Pittsburgh certainly has proved that with us.
Coach, I want to ask you about just this run. I mean, you hear in sports all the time that teams like yours are the hunted, that you have a target. Everybody's looking to stop Pitt because Pitt has turned into, through your good work and the development of this program, into the team that people want to beat. How was that all season long? I know you lost to SMU earlier, and at the time I thought that was actually probably a good thing, only because at some point you have to face a little something different and then kind of reset. But how has it been knowing that every team knows and wants to get to Pitt?
Yeah, well, there's 2 ways I look at it. One is we kind of just refuse to accept that. We just feel like everyone's the hunter until you win that national championship. And so we kind of refuse to just kind of accept that people are hunting us. But the other thing is, we've been either first or second in our league for a long time. So within the ACC, we've kind of already had to deal with that over the years. Now it's just a little bit more nationally.
Coach, what do you think separates this team compared to the previous 3 teams that have gone to the Final Four?
I was going to ask that same thing, Dan. Is this your best team?
It is, and what separates us is the experience. We made 3 Final Fours in a row with largely different teams, and so this team is it just has the experience from last year being in that moment, and so hopefully we learn from it.
Talking to Pitt volleyball coach Dan Fisher here. They're playing Louisville, 6:30 p.m. at the KFC Yum Center, and that raises a question based on my last one. You guys benefited from a home crowd here so far. What do you make of this? You're going to the Final Four and basically playing a road game.
Well, we knew it would be that. I guess that's probably also back to why we think we're the kind of embracing the underdog mindset. There's going to be probably 20,000 people in red. So I think it's going to be hard, but if you want to win it all, it's going to be hard.
So you've played Louisville twice, 5-set, 4-set. I mean, they're a very good team. There's no question about that. What do you learn through those games that you can apply to this one?
Well, each time we play them, we pick up 1 or 2 new things. But I think any way you slice it, they are just a great defensive team, as are we. So we're just going to have to rally it out of them. There's going to be some really long rallies, and we need to win more of those than they do. I don't think it's going to be just like a first ball type of game.
Dan, when you think about just the overall construction of the team and the success that you guys have had in so many different areas, the impact that Liv has had this year as arguably the best player in the country, what does she mean to the team as such a young player as well as only a sophomore, and can her value really be stated?
No, she's certainly deserving to be in that conversation of National Player of the Year. She's able just to carry a really, really big offensive load. And, in our sport, that's what everyone's important, but certainly point scorers are probably the most important.
Dan, I'm not going to pretend to know anything about volleyball. My daughter loves that I don't know anything about it because I can't pretend to give her advice. But when it comes to Liv and serving, Her serve is ridiculous. We know that. Are there times that she told us when we went out there that every time she has the same mindset, almost like a pitcher who wants to throw 110 miles an hour on every pitch. Are there times in certain situations where you want her to take a little off, be strategic, more than just trying to blow people away, or do you just let her do that?
No, she's got the green light. There's times I certainly want her to serve in after she's missed a couple in a row, but she's got the green light to hammer it.
Are you still nervous about these big, huge games? How do you deal with your nerves before the game? Because you come off as unbelievably calm, cool, and collected. I don't think any of us has seen you. Have you, Limits? You go to more games than us. Have you seen Dan freak out in any situation?
Not really. He seemed pretty cool. Maybe once or twice, just human nature, but typically a calm, cool cat on the sideline.
So I'd like to put a heart monitor on him, and if so, Dan, what would that look like?
That's a great question. I think, I think we're all going to be a little queued up. It's the athletes, the coaches. I mean, this is what we've been dreaming about. So yeah, we're going to be nervous and we're going to be excited and we're going to use that nervous energy to help us perform.